What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the disaster that is Activision and Call of Duty 2021. So here's the deal. I want to walk you guys through this little story because I do think it's very important. This isn't really a tangent. I wanted to talk about this a few days ago because there's been a lot of reports, a lot of leaks that I do believe that this year's Call of Duty is in like more trouble than anybody could ever imagine, okay? It's very possible it doesn't even happen this year, all of this stuff. There was a lot said, but then it seemed like Activision was striking down and removing videos, Twitter, they even went after people's Discords that were talking about it. So I was very afraid to talk about it. At this point, though, I hope I'm in the clear. I mean, enough other people are talking about it. The news today just continues to add on. Like, how can you deny it any further? You know what I mean? So hopefully this video is safe. With that being said, definitely make sure that you guys are supporting me here, subscribed, bell icon, liking the video, all that good stuff. And if you see the video not here in a couple days from now, we all know what happened, okay? Hopefully the channel will be okay, I'm sure. That's why I'm putting it on this channel, by the way. But, you know, today, Activision made me, and I think a lot of other people, pretty upset. First, they announced that Toys for Bob, the makers of one of the best Crash games, I think, honestly, ever, Crash 4, right? Toys for Bob, they're going to be working on Warzone. They're now a Warzone help team, okay? And also, a lot of them have quit, so that's fantastic. So, you know, I saw that, and I tweeted it out, and I was furious. It reminds me, and this is a much worse example, I think. It reminds me of literally what we just heard with Sony Bend, or Bend Studios, for Days Gone, right? The Days Gone. And, like, they made a AAA open-world zombie game. Okay, now say what you want about the game. But then Sony, maybe, we don't know for sure if it's real, but Sony had them helping Naughty Dog. They were a support team for Naughty Dog, and some of Naughty Dog's own employees joke that they're like Naughty Dog North, or whatever they're called. So, like, that's funny, I guess, but also incredibly annoying and incredibly infuriating because you had a studio that made a really big AAA game that they can easily make more of. You're having them just be a help team for your bigger studios that you think are more important. So I despise that aspect of that Jason Schreier report. Moving to this one, it's the same thing, but actually there's good and there's bad to it. I don't even know which one is which, to be quite honest with you. Toys for Bob isn't making anything besides Warzone right now. But shortly after that, we heard from a pretty notable leaker, and a lot of other people are actually backing him up, that it seems like every single studio that Activision possesses is helping with Call of Duty in some way. It may not be necessarily Vanguard, the new one for this year, but they are working on Call of Duty, whether they're like Toys for Bob helping the multiplayer or helping to get the base game, like the actual game that's releasing this year, out there. Now, remember, again, this connects directly to those rumors because we heard literally 4 days ago, probably on like around Monday, that the game is in like a disaster state. They don't know if it's releasing this year. And if it does, the last gen versions, and I am saying last gen, PS4, Xbox One, those versions are gonna suck, okay? Now, we've actually heard that with other games too, like Dying Light 2, there was a rumor about that as well. But Call of Duty was another one, that it's gonna run horribly. And you can believe it or not, but it's all kind of backing each other up. Game's in trouble, game is not gonna run well on last gen consoles. They still want it out on last gen, obviously, because they want their money. They want the game to release in 2021 because obviously they release a game every year, but they really don't seem certain that it's going to happen. So what are they doing? Well, they confirmed it today. They're having other teams that definitely should not be doing this stuff helping them. You know, you have Toys for Bob, who, by the way, they are not a multiplayer developer. They made Crash Bandicoot, and they made, I believe, aren't they the makers of the Spyro trilogy, the remaster trilogy, or the remake trilogy? So, like, they don't do multiplayer, and you're having them work on wars. So, like, again, zero clue what they're doing. But then again, I guess the good news is it's not just Toys for Bob, just like how, if you remember Vicarious Visions is helping with Blizzard. That kind of sucks because Vicarious Visions is a very, very talented studio, and you're having them work on stuff that probably isn't up their alley, but, you know, that stuff may actually work itself out. It's similar to that, but actually I think this one is, again, kind of better, kind of worse, because now we know that seems like every studio under the sun that's working for them, that's not Blizzard, by the way, they're all helping with Call of Duty so that they can actually get this game out there. So, a couple key takeaways. Number one, it's infuriating because you're slowing them down, Toys for Bob and others, anybody else. And I say that because I guess the good news is that I feel like they're just doing it for now. Like, they're literally going to do it, I would imagine, for like 6 months, or just get the game out, and then, you know, because we've actually been told, I believe we first heard about this like 2 or so years ago, that like there is going to be a stretch of Call of Duty games that, because of what happened with like Sledgehammer and all that stuff, and Raven, like because of all that stuff, there is going to be ramifications down the line. You're not going to see it right away, but like in a few years, the Call of Duty titles are going to suffer. Remember we heard that. Remember we heard that they may even drop the idea of it being single player. They may just do multiplayer, right? Remember we heard, I mean, this was years ago, and honestly, we're seeing it. We're seeing what seems to be them wanting to get a full product out there, which is definitely good, but that, you know, these things that happened a few years ago, they're showing, and it won't last forever. So if you're a Call of Duty fan, you know, I'm not saying, by the way, like I despise Call of Duty. I actually respect Call of Duty in a ton of different ways. I don't like what they're doing. You know, I don't like this, like, business side of it, okay? But Call of Duty themselves, or the game, like, what they actually do is actually really solid. So, I again, a couple of things is I do think it'll fix itself within a few, you know, entries. I don't think this will be going on for long, and that goes with these teams. So, like, while they're working on it, it's not an example of what like Ben's studio was doing, and they were doing it kind of like indefinitely until they voiced their opinions and said, we don't want to do this anymore, we want out, we don't want to be supporting Naughty Dog, we want to make our own game. And then Sony said, okay, we'll do that. So, you know, obviously that didn't last too long. The Vicarious Visions thing does seem to be a very long-term thing. So this one is a little bit different again, right? Because they're only doing it, I would imagine, for a short length of time. Once the game ships, Activision says, okay, thank you for your 5,000 people help, right? All these different studios. You can go back to working on your own games now. And so, you know, really what it shows me in terms of the two negatives is, one, you're slowing them down. So we don't know what Toys for Bob was working on over the last couple months, but it's definitely not being worked on right now. So whatever that is, you're going to have to add like 6, 7, 8 months to the development time, right? So if we think they're making another Crash or a Crash Bash or a Twin Sanity remake or whatever, add an extra half to full year to how long you think it'll take them. You know what I mean? Because they're not working on it. So, like, there's that issue. And then from the Call of Duty side, it's a big issue because the game is in so much trouble that they're having roughly, even like a list that I saw, and I don't know if it's every single studio under the sun that they have, but they probably have like 10 plus studios working on this game. So, you know, there is power in numbers, okay? So when you do have that many people working on it, I do think the game will release this year, right? Because if you have every person doing it, then I think it's going to be fine. However, let me tell you, the bigger a studio gets, and the more departments and the more outsourcing that they do and all that stuff, it doesn't have to, but it can result in some messy stuff. Think about, I mean, I know I joked with 5,000, but think about if you normally, let's just throw a number, 300. Say you normally work with 300 people to make a Call of Duty game. I think there's a lot more than that, but let's just say that for fun. And now, quadruple it. Now, let's just make it 1,000. So you've increased it by more than 3. Yes, that's a lot of people, and yes, you can probably get things done fast, but can you really? Because you're having people that, number one, have never done stuff before. Toys for Bob's an example. Yeah, they're helping with Warzone, but they don't do multiplayer. Like, what are they doing? Why are they there? So you have most likely people that are out of their comfort zone, hence why it seems like a lot of people are quitting. And then it's just, you know, communication is a lot harder when you're in that situation. There's not a guarantee that, yes, because you have so many people, you would think you'd maybe be more productive. That's not a guarantee, though. You maybe would have more confusion, right? You'd have more hoops to jump through, all that stuff. So from Call of Duty side, you could look at it as a saving grace where maybe the game does come out this year, but it doesn't. I mean, I think it will, like I said, but it could actually come out in a still a terrible state. Because just because you have so many people working on it doesn't mean they're going to be able to fix all the issues, especially, again, you have people that are quitting, you have people that are outside their comfort zone, you have all of these layers of people that have never communicated with each other before, right? So, like, there's a lot of issues. So, I will not be purchasing this year's COD just out of, I don't think it's going to probably be very good. Now, for the record, I haven't bought Call of Duty in quite a few years. Again, I do respect the franchise. I especially respect it over the last couple of years, even though I haven't bought it. But I don't think this is going to be the year for Call of Duty. I think, actually, weirdly enough, it's going to be the year for Battlefield. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Are you as upset as I am? Are you worried about Call of Duty? Let me know. Hopefully this video stays up. Again, make sure you guys are supporting by subscribing, bell icon, all that good stuff. Hit that like button. And again, if you see this video disappear within a couple couple days, well, that's gonna suck. Okay, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.